Breaking news! There's a buzz building around the Detroit Lions, and it's not just because of a new player acquisition or an injury report, it's because of how the pieces of the roster are quietly changing behind the scenes. A quiet move can end up being a game changer, and some unexpected injury news can derail everything. This is no ordinary offseason move, folks. Something deeper is unfolding, and if you've been paying attention, you're starting to wonder, could this be the beginning of a major shakeup in the Lions' future roster? But before we go any further, be sure to like this if you're a true Lions fan. It's always great to see fans of all ages cheering for this team. And if you'd like, comment, "Go Lions!" In homes I trust. Now, let's get right into it. The Detroit Lions made a smart and potentially impactful addition this offseason with the signing of offensive lineman Tristan Cologne. Let's get it right. It's Cologne, not Cologne or Cologne. And while the pronunciation might be up for debate, one thing isn't. This guy brings a level of positional versatility that could become extremely valuable in the months ahead. Cologne came into the league as an undrafted free agent in 2020 and began his career with the Baltimore Ravens. Over 3 seasons there, he didn't start consistently but gained meaningful experience in multiple roles. He logged 127 snaps his rookie season, 147 in his second year, and 49 in 2022. That might not seem like much on the surface, but the important thing is where he played. Cologne has snapped the ball at center, held down both guard spots, and done it all in real NFL games. To be specific, over his career, Tristan Cologne has played more than 400 snaps at right guard, over 300 at left guard, and over 250 at center. This kind of balance across the interior is rare, especially for a player who's still only 26 years old. When he landed in Arizona, his usage increased. In 2023, he was mostly used at left guard, where he struggled. But in 2024, playing almost exclusively at right guard, he earned an overall PFF blocking grade of 71, his best season yet. It's not elite, but it's solid. And in today's NFL, solid offensive line play is far more valuable than most fans realize, particularly when you're talking about depth players who might have to start multiple games due to injuries. Remember, this isn't someone who was expected to walk in and take over a starting job, but he's absolutely someone who can rotate in and keep the unit functioning at a high level when the starters go down. His early career also showed promise at center, a position the Lions now have to take a long, hard look at following Frank Ragnow's retirement. In 2020 and 2021, nearly all of Cologne's snaps came at center, and he held up surprisingly well for a young, undrafted player. That matters now more than ever, because here's where things get really interesting. With Ragnow stepping away from the game, the Lions are staring down a transition at one of the most important positions in football. There's Graham Glasgow, sure, but there's concern that asking him to handle full-time duties at center could be a problem at this stage in his career. So the real hope? It's that rookie Tate Ratledge becomes the guy at center. But if that doesn't pan out immediately, having someone like Cologne in the wings, who's already taken real NFL snaps at the position, gives Detroit some much-needed insurance. In an ideal world, Ratledge becomes the starting center, Cologne and Glasgow compete for the right guard spot, and Christian Mahogany locks down the left side. That kind of alignment allows for depth, development, and competition. But if things go sideways, if injuries hit or rookies take longer to develop, Cologne becomes a critical piece of the puzzle. He's not just a camp body. He's not just a backup. He's a player who has started, adjusted, and improved across multiple roles. That's the kind of addition that can quietly carry a team through the dog days of the NFL season. Beyond the offensive line, we've got some injury updates that raise both optimism and concern. Star wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown recently revealed that he had off-season knee surgery. Nothing major, just a cleanup, but it still caught fans off guard. The timeline is encouraging, though. He expects to be fully ready for training camp, and even if he's eased in, it could mean more reps for younger receivers trying to make a name for themselves. Rookie defensive tackle Tyreek Williams, the Lions' first-round pick, is also being held out, for now. Dan Campbell confirmed the move is precautionary. Williams has been pushing nonstop since his final college game, through combined prep, pro days, and OTAs. Campbell wants him healthy and fresh for training camp, and that's the smart play. You don't want to burn out your first-round pick before he even sees meaningful NFL action. But the real bad news? Linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez is facing a long recovery from an ACL injury suffered late last season. The current expectation is a November return, which is later than many fans hoped. That puts serious pressure on the rest of the linebacker core, especially with rumors swirling about a possible holdout from Alex Anzalone. Campbell downplayed the absence, saying he knows why Anzalone and one other player haven't been at voluntary workouts. But the veteran linebacker has been dropping cryptic workout clips on social media, staying in shape but not engaging with team activities. It's unclear whether it's contract-related, health-related, or something else. But with Rodriguez sidelined and Anzalone potentially in limbo, the Lions could find themselves thin at linebacker very quickly. Behind Anzalone and Jack Campbell, it's Derek Barnes and Grant Stewart. Then it's a steep drop-off in terms of experience and trust. The front office might need to explore veteran options or hope that a dark horse emerges in camp. Either way, this situation demands close monitoring. So as we stand here, the Lions have added a versatile piece in Tristan Cologne, gotten promising recovery updates on 2 stars, and are now facing critical decisions at linebacker. The question now is, how much trust do we place in these depth pieces like Cologne to hold the line while bigger transitions play out? What do you think, Lions fans? Can Tristan Cologne step up and be more than just a depth player in Detroit? Can Cologne be the next Evan Brown-style success story? That's a fair question, and it's one fans should keep in mind as the Lions begin to piece together their offensive line without Frank Ragnow for the first time in years. Let's not forget what Evan Brown did when he filled in for Ragnow during his injury stint. Not flashy, but dependable. He was consistent, kept the offense humming, and even parlayed that into a starting role in Seattle, albeit one that didn't work out quite as well. But that's the point. Not every player is built to carry a full season's load. Some thrive in spot duty, and some grow into more. That's where Tristan Cologne sits right now, at a crossroads. And if he continues to trend upward, Detroit may have gotten a serious steal without anyone realizing it. What also can't be ignored is how emotionally invested Dan Campbell remains in this team. When he spoke about Ragnow's retirement, you could see it hit him. He got choked up talking about Frank and everything he brought to the organization, not just as a player but as a leader. That kind of raw emotion is rare in professional sports today, and it's one of the biggest reasons players love playing for Campbell. It's not just about football, it's about the culture, the brotherhood, the grit, and that same culture is what could help someone like Cologne thrive in Detroit. Now, zooming back out to the bigger picture, training camp is approaching fast, and with it comes a whirlwind of position battles and tough decisions. With Amonare likely to return in time and Tyreek Williams getting healthy rest, things are mostly on track for the skill positions. But in the trenches and on defense, uncertainty still looms. Rodriguez being out until November puts a hole in the linebacker rotation that you can't just plug with youth or inexperience. And while Jack Campbell showed flashes in his rookie year, he's now got to take a huge leap forward, potentially without the steadying presence of Alex Anzalone next to him. The fact that Campbell acknowledged Anzalone's absence with a sense of calm, "We're good," suggests the team has an idea of what's happening. But until Anzalone is back in pads at Allen Park, the questions will continue to swirl. That's why every depth piece matters. Every versatile lineman, every rotational linebacker, every rookie trying to claw their way into the starting lineup, it all counts. And in that context, Tristan Cologne's arrival makes more sense than ever. He doesn't need to be a Pro Bowler. So what's your take, Lions Nation? Will Tristan Cologne turn out to be a critical part of Detroit's 2024 offensive line? Could he step into a starting role if needed, or is he best suited as a utility option off the bench? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and stick around. We've got more in-depth Lions coverage coming your way. You don't want to miss what's next. Videos on screen now. Go Lions!